This Fortnite player, right, won an NFT worth $1.6 million for winning a NFT slash Web3 Bored Ape Yacht Club game. It was called Dookey Dash. Kyle Jackson, who is known by his pseudonym Mongraal, sold his winning Dookey Dash key for 1,000 Ethereum, about 1.6 mil. It happened last Monday. Dookey Dash was a game released on January 18th by Bored Ape Yacht Club. Basically, anyone owning an ape got a free mint to a sewer pass NFT, which gave people access to play the game. Holders are basically allowed to play the game an unlimited amount of times, with the goal of receiving a score higher than 0. To validate their sewer passes is kind of weird, but in Bored Ape Yacht Club's words, transform them into a mysterious power source, whatever that means. I guess it was sort of a way to identify who gamers within their community were, right? Because as their NFT ecosystem grows and Bored Ape Yacht Club does more than avatars, well, they're gonna want to identify, well, how much of their community are gamers, and then based on that data, they can say, oh well, let's make more games. Anyway, so the highest score was made by Kyle, who won the key, and this key is a one-of-a-kind NFT that's usable in their virtual world, or I guess people are calling it metaverse, called The Other Side. Mongraal initially listed the pass for 2,222 ETH, about 3.6 mil, on OpenSea, and refused a 999 ETH bid by 9gag, eventually accepting a 1,000 ETH bid by Adam Weitzman, the CEO of New York-based scrap metal shredding company called Upstake Shredding. This is a pretty big deal for the gaming community, in my opinion. Web 2, Web 3 doesn't really matter. You see, the whole concept of NFTs is that in-game items can have usability outside of the actual game that it was issued in. For example, this key can not only be used in Yuga Labs games and apps, but hey, if their community come up with other games that they make, then those third-party apps can say, well, we'll also accept these NFTs, and you can use those NFTs in those apps as well. That's the power of blockchain. Or maybe even big brands like Ubisoft that want to get into this Web3 world can say, hey, we'll make a game and you can use that NFT in our game as well. So this opens the doors for using NFTs or blockchain assets or crypto, whatever it may be, in different apps and services, right? This is the power of blockchain. The fact that you can move the NFT wherever you want is what makes technology so powerful. And those that have been in the space for a while really do understand this concept. I mean, look what happened with the key, right? It was won and issued from Yuga Labs, then taken to an eBay-style digital marketplace called OpenSea, where it was sold. I think about it, this can't happen in a traditional game. You can't get or win an item on the Steam marketplace and go to eBay and legally sell it. I mean, it does happen. People do try and sell digital items from RuneScape and these other digital games on eBay, but they're trying to work around systems that you're not really allowed to do that. Also, NFTs make pretty damn good financial rewards, because when you win that, the collector base that may want that would be someone outside of the game, right? So, I mean, 9gag buying digital assets is not heard of in the sort of non-NFT space. I don't think 9gag goes and buys, the top Roblox skins and stuff like that. So NFTs actually get a collector interest from people that may not be interested in Minecraft or Roblox or even Dookey Dash, but hey, they're interested to buy that NFT because of the value it may accrue over the lifespan of its existence, which, well, as long as blockchain exists, then it's sort of infinite. That's sort of why everyone went crazy about NFTs in 2020, sort of predicting this mass move from gamers to NFTs. But to be honest, there was quite a lot of opposition initially. I guess NFTs became synonymous with brands trying to cash grab and get more out of their player base. But I think future NFTs will be either super cheap or free, as people demand for more ownership rights to their digital items. Like, for example, when you win something in these digital worlds, you want to be able to sell that in different places, right? You want to be able to take that somewhere else. That'll be the new standard of what a digital item is going to mean. Now, I think about the next 2 to 3 years, the vibe around NFTs existing within games and where they'll fit will become quite clear and way more accepted, especially with, some large influencers or some really big iconic players winning NFTs and, being receptive to them. I guess they'll start to onboard a mass audience towards the acceptance and usage of NFTs. Just like ChatGPT was an AI inflection point where suddenly, AI has been around for a while, multiple decades. ChatGPT made it accessible and usable and I guess understandable to the mass market, and suddenly everyone's using AI, right? As ChatGPT was an inflection point for AI, I think there's going to be one for gaming and NFTs. Now, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what that inflection point is going to look like or who's going to initiate it, but it'll definitely happen. Suddenly finally it'll make sense to everyone what an NFT is and why it will exist within games. Props to Yuga Labs though for like continuously onboarding thousands, if not millions of people to pay attention to NFTs. Where they're gonna sit again is a little bit up in the air. But hey, you know, the more people that come to the NFT space or the wonderful world of Web3, the better for everyone in my opinion. It's just a matter of time until we figure out, you know, the most efficient, effective way for this stuff to be presented to the mass market. And I definitely don't think it is in selling these for $10,000 a pop. I think it's distributing these as normal digital items are distributed in apps and games and all sorts of things, but allowing people to use and sell and do different things with those digital items that exist outside of that specific app's ecosystem.